Yeah, man, say all praises and honor unto Yahweh.
Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rakakodash.
And no blood to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the brothers among there pushing this truth. In all sincerity and in all honesty. This is a brother from Janus and Jamaica Camp. Yashamai.
Yes, sir. I war.
I don't want to touch upon World War III, thing because World War III basically take place in the coming months or in the coming years. We believe that because we see all the signs, right, and all the moves that make right now in the earth in order for this third world war kick off, right, anytime now soon. Right, but we understand, we know that you have certain other prophecies that come to pass before this war kick off full-fledged. Right? The MOTB basically become mandatory worldwide in order, for this third world war kick off full-fledged. Right? And Israel and Iran, right, the two key nations, in order for this third world war destruction start according to Bible prophecy. Right? I would say lot of moves I make right now in the earth, right? It's even the whole tension with Russia, and America, and I would see Israel, basically had in the mix too, right? So we see, how the prophecies them, popping off, moving fast, right before our eyes now, because we're actually in the time now, when the society gonna come to an end, right? Go on, brother.
This is an article from RT News. 18th of May 2022. It says Israel to simulate attack on Iran.
Right.
Simulate mean prepare a war drill. You have to make a simulation or something. How you gonna bring out it. Like you see them some movie more them do a simulation of how they want to bring forth a certain thing when they want to do so basically. That's what them do. See? They prepare war drill how them are going to attack Iran. It says for the first time, Israeli Air Force IAF major chariots of fire exercise will include practice drills for a wide-scale strike in Iran. Then the Times of Israel reported on Tuesday, citing sources. Then the drills over the Mediterranean Sea will begin on May 29 during the fourth and final week of the month-long exercise. Then,
so we see the preparation, for this war, as I mentioned, take place right now. Israel preparing right now, right? Iran preparing. All the countries across the world we are preparing for this third world war, but right, Israel and Iran are two key nations, as I mentioned. We are going to basically kickstart this third world war destruction, right? According to the prophecy, right? We can bring it up, brother. Jeremiah 49 and 20.
This is Jeremiah 49 verse 20. Alright, it said, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom.
They had taken against Edom. And who are the Edomites today? So-called white people, they are the Edomites, right, man?
And his purpose, that he had purpose against the inhabitants of Timon, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
So this people says, surely the least of the flock are going to draw them out, right? So Iran are going to draw out all these nations into this third world war destruction. Israel, right? Because Israel attacking Iran, what's going to happen? Right? Russia is going to always defend Iran according to Ezekiel 38 and 5. Right? They're going to be a guard unto Iran. Right? In the scripture known as a Persia. Right? Likewise, the so-called Jews, the Israelis, America, going to basically defend them. Right? So it's two big guns going at it. Right? Which is basically what? America and Israel, America and Russia going to get involved. That's going to take place. Right? But before this war kick off, full-fledged, as I mentioned, certain other prophecies have come to pass. Right? But we can actually see, we're actually living in a time now, when we see all these moves making at once. Right? The MOTB, we see the framework set up across the world fast. Right? Edom move fast. Right? Continue, brother.
I say, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
Gone.
Surely he shall make their inhabitation desolate with them.
Gone. So he said, surely you shall make all your habitation desolate with them. Right, because according to the scripture, you know, America gonna get destroyed by ICBM missiles. Also, Israel, the land of Israel, gonna get nuked also. Right? Give me Zephaniah, brother. Zephaniah 3 and verse 8.
This is Zephaniah 3. Zephaniah 3 verse 8.
Gone.
So therefore wait ye upon me, said the Lord.
Gone. So this is what the scripture is supposed to do. Wait upon the Lord. Right? This is your Yahweh movie. Right? You have to wait upon theme time. When you know you're gonna make things happen. And we see things happening right now. Right? We're not supposed to go up or do nothing after we won. Right, go on, brother.
So therefore wait ye upon me, said the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations.
God, so say, for my determination, how Bashim Yahushua determination is to gather all these nations, all the military them through the four corners of the earth and bring them in the Middle East, you know, the valley of decision. Time determination, go on.
My determination is to gather the nation, that I may assemble the kingdom to
pour upon them.
To pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall devour, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Exactly. Right. How Bashim Yahushua is, you know, get all these nations, you know, ready, you know, Iranians. Right? Likewise, so-called Jews, right? Because they're going to play a very important role in this coming destruction we're approaching right now. Swiftly and speedily. Can you continue with that?
Says according to the newspaper, a potential strike by Israel and Iran poses several challenges for the IAF. It has to find ways to shell the Iranian nuclear facilities that are located deep underground to somehow bypass increasingly sophisticated Iranian air defense and to prepare for retaliation by Iran and its allies. Yeah, so in the meantime, they have a plan a strike, but they have a plan retaliation by Iranian and the Iranian allies. See? And we know one of the main allies of Iran is who? Russia. Yeah, Russia one of the main allies.
But Russia will be a guardian to Iran. You can bring it out together in Ezekiel 38 chapter.
This is Ezekiel 38.
Verse 1.
Ezekiel 38 verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog.
Which is Russia today, right? Russia basically dwelling in the land, you know, basically Magog, right? Because the original Gogs them basically go back to Japheth, right? But Russians them, which is basically Edomites, so-called white people dwelling in the land right now. So the scripture says, set thy face against Gog, which is Russia today, the land of Magog. Go on, brother.
Chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
Go on.
And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Go on, now we already set happening right now, right? The how Bashim Yahushua turned back Russia, you know, to the old way, right? So we see what Russia doing right now, right here in Ukraine, right? Build back that old, long time Soviet Union, you know, spirit back, come back in the earth, right? They come against America. Right, go on, brother.
And I will bring thee forth, and all thine armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company.
Even a great company. What?
With bucklers and shields, all of them holding swords.
Holding swords, what?
Right, Persia.
This is Iran. So Russia going to be a guard onto Iran. Right? So Persia is Iran today. Right? So Israel attack Iran. Russia going to basically defend Iran. Right? Likewise China. Right? And you know America is going to defend who? Iranians. The so-called Jews here. Because you know they've been funding the so-called Jews for years now. So they're going to try to step in and defend the so-called Jews. Right? Continue, brother.
Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them.
So if these so-called African countries going to join with Russia to come against America, and we see certain video with certain African country leader speak about with Russia, because Russia help them.
Russia always protect them in the times of need, man.
So if these so-called African countries going to join with Russia to come against America, right, go on, brother?
All of them with shields and helmet.
Go on, which one we go on?
Right, Goma and all his bands, the house of Togama of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee.
And what? Many people with thee. Right? So a lot of nations going to join, Russian army. So Russian army is a great army, but they're going to have a lot of countries join up with Russia. Even NATO, the EU, going to join with Russia. Right? According to the scripture, because NATO going to turn on America. Right? These European nations going to turn against America. Right? According to prophecy. Right?
Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
So Russia gonna be a guard unto all these, small nations, right? And the main one is Iran, right? So Israel, making a move on Iran. Russia is ready, right? Basically defend Iran. Right? I think they have an article come out with Russia fire some exchange with Israeli plane. I believe I see the article and that. Right? Go on.
It says the upcoming drill is also expected to focus on preparing for and responding to such retaliation, the report said.
Right.
Also, all of the units of the Israel Defense Force take part in the Chariots of Fire exercise, as Israel, Channel 13 reported on Tuesday, during Iran attack simulation. U.S. tankers will practice a mid-air refueling of Israeli fighter jets.
Exactly. Yeah. So Israel get support from America, right? So Russia go defend Iran. So the two big guns go at it. Russia and America, right? That gonna happen because Russia go defend Iran and America go defend these so-called Jews. So you know what gonna happen, right?
This is Joel 3, verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up.
Let them come up here in the Middle East. All the armies are going to get a 24 on the earth, God.
Right. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hook into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Let the weak nation, say I'm strong, God.
Assemble yourself, and come all ye Eden, and gather yourself together round about thither, because thy mighty one to come down, O Lord.
God, the angels, God.
Right. Let the Eden be wakened,
God.
And come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the Eden round about.
So you know about Shemaiah said, there I was sit to judge all these nations round about, the Middle East. All the armies are going to gather. Right? The Heavenly Father bring them there, basically judge them, for what them do to us as a nation. We have our people going into these armies, they'll get destroyed too. Right? But she also say, all who join unto them, I guess just true. So with the Heavenly Father, they're going to get destroyed. A lot of people in these armies. And they're going to get destroyed too. Along with these Eden nations. Right? Continue. Finish?
Continue. Alright, say, put in it say, multitude in the valley of decision, For the day of the
Put in the sickle.
Oh, never read that part. Verse 13. It says, put in the sickle,
Gone.
for the harvest is ripe.
Gone.
Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fat overflow, for their wickedness is great.
Gone.
Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision.
Gone. Multitude of armies
Yeah.
together in the Middle East. Which is basically valley of decision. Going around the Persian Gulf. Gone.
For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision.
Gone.
Hmm.
Exactly. Alright, go on, brother. Finish.
So, next article it says earlier that day, Israeli Defense Minister Benny Gantz claimed that Iran stands just a few weeks away from accumulating fissile material that will be sufficient for a first bomb. He stressed that Iran continues to accumulate irreversible knowledge and experience in all aspects related to the advanced centrifuge, and that the price of tackling the Iranian challenge on a global or regional level is constantly growing.
Gone.
Yeah. So let me say the price of tackling Iran for the regional or global, it says constantly growing, man. See? So you know, so these nations actually prepare for war. And people out here idling around not knowing what's going on across the world, man. See? It's living their life like that.
Gone. But tell us that when they shall think of
Peace and safety, so destruction will come, man.
Gone.
Because they're paying attention to all different type of crops. I go on around them, man. All different type of madness and involving all different type of wickedness and this. And now pay attention to what is coming up on the earth, man. See?
Speak to your brother.
I get
Isaiah 13. Most of the Bible was in the back.
Isaiah 13 and 4.
That's the article over there. It says here, another article from RT, it's an earlier article. It says US says Israel free to act against Iran. Yeah. It says Washington ambassador to Israel has said that a renewed nuclear pact with Iran will not bar the close US ally from taking action to protect itself as negotiators attempt to revive the 2015 agreement between Tehran and world powers. That are the missile deal that they're going on. You know, Donald Trump would pull out in 2018. It says speaking to Israel's Channel 12 on Thursday, Ambassador Tom Nides outlined that the United States does not expect Tel Aviv to sit quietly and not do anything should a final deal be struck with Iran.
Right.
He says, we have been very clear about this. If we have a deal, the Israelis' hands are not tied. If we don't have a deal, the Israelis' hands are certainly not tied. Then the envoy said, adding that whether or not an agreement is reached, Israel can do and take whatever action they need to take to protect the state of Israel. So whether the deal make or not, the war is going to happen. See? Israel is going to strike Iran.
Right, you want to walk the prophecy?
Yeah.
Right. My brother?
This is Isaiah 13, 9.
4.
4. It say, Isaiah 13 verse 4.
What?
The noise of a multitude in the mountain,
Gone.
in the mountain, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms, of nations.
Talking about the ICBM missiles, right? Basically, referring to them as the Lord's army in Joel 2, right? But you know, all the armies, as I mentioned earlier on, that's going to gather in the Middle East, you know, for this final battle going to take place, right? It's basically around the Persian Gulf, right? So it's just, you know, explain what will take place, you know, in the time to come, right? What?
America actually have pushed the war, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, say, like as a people, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms, of nations gathered together,
Right.
the Lord of hosts mustered the hosts of the battle.
The Lord of hosts, muster the hosts of the battle. Because the Heavenly Father want to bring this destruction, right, to the society. Right, when they want to get all the armies them, you know, and bring them in the Middle East. As brother read the scripture in earlier. Right, go on.
So they come from a far country.
Talking about these ICBM missiles, you know, we hear a lot of, you know, nuclear, you know, threat are making the news, you know, with Iran, with Russia. Russia making a lot of moves right now on the earth. Because, you know, it's a spirit in Russia right now basically, you know, invade America. Right? But scripture said the angels them are hold it off. Right? See that Russia ready, you know, Putin ready for basically, you know, destroy America.
So
right, go on.
they come from a far country,
Talking about the ICBM missiles, go on.
from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapon of his
Even
indignation.
the Lord, the Aushai. So these my ICBM missiles shoot off in the earth. The Lord, the Aushai is going to come in and take up the elect. Right, from out of the nuclear destruction that will take place, you know, in the land of America. Right?
To destroy the whole land.
Go on.
O
This is America, go on.
ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand.
Go on, we can see that right now. Go on.
It come as a destruction from the
It
Almighty.
shall come as a what? Destruction from
And
the
it shall
Almighty.
come.
Go on.
So therefore shall all hand be faint,
Go on.
and every man's heart shall melt,
People gonna lose it, yo. Right?
and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them.
Because you know you're gonna have a lot of, you know, missile shoot off from all across the world, right? Russia, China, Europe, North Korea, Pakistan, India, right? All these countries gonna shoot a missile in America, and you know, people in America are gonna see the missiles them, you know, coming from afar. Scripture says they come from a far country, right? But Scripture tell us that the elect gonna get delivered, right? Scripture says in all the land, 2 parts therein shall we cut off and die, which is 2 to our people, which is in America, and a third shall left we go through the fire. So the elect gonna get beamed up out of this nuclear destruction that will take place. Right? Scripture refer to as a lake of fire. Right, continue, brother?
They shall be in
So
pain.
they're gonna be in pain. What?
Say, as woman that travaileth, they shall be amazed one at another.
And?
Their faces shall be as flames.
And?
Right? Say, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger,
And?
to lay the land desolate,
It's the land of America. One.
and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Concept. But our people gonna get destroyed in this coming destruction. Right?
Joel 2.
Joel 2. I remember. Joel
Yes,
1:20. So Joel 2 verse 20 says, But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate.
Because the American army. Right? See, even
And?
the father gonna, you know, bring the American army down in the Middle East. Right? In Saudi Arabia. Right?
In a land barren and desolate,
Saudi Arabia. One.
with his face towards the east sea,
Face towards you know, the Euphrates, right? Euphrates is basically water,
and
right? What?
his inner part towards the uttermost sea,
Which is what? The Red Sea, what?
and his sting shall come up.
So all military men basically get brought into the Middle East. They're gonna get destroyed. So a lot of America soon they're gonna get destroyed in this coming destruction. Right? And think them are going to the Middle East, you know, and destroy like what them always do. Right? But this war, this third world war destruction, they're gonna feel miserably. Now come home this time come celebrate.
That'll be the end of them.
Like what basically happened in the past war. They're gonna get destroyed in the Middle East. Right, go on?
And his ill saver shall come up
Go on?
because he hath done great things.
Go on.
That's right, man.
Can I read
Go on?
1, 2?
Right, this start that one.
Yeah.
So Joel 2 verse 1, it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion,
Go on?
and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
That's what we've been doing over the years, especially in these times. Right? We blow the trumpet. As you say, you know, Isaiah 58:1 says, so cry aloud, you know, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet, and show my people the transgression and the house of Israel their sins. Right, so we've been blowing the trumpet now for years. Now we're at the time now the prophecies them popping off, you know, swiftly. Right now the prophecies them happening. Right, go on.
Let the inhabitants of the land tremble,
Go on.
for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Go on. Very
See?
close right now.
It is a day of darkness and of gloominess,
Go on.
a day of clouds and of thick darkness,
Go on.
as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it.
Gone, because this destruction will take place going to be the final destruction, right? According to Isaiah 2, people say, oh, nation shall not live up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So it's going to be the final battle that will take place, you know, on this earth here. Right, go on?
Verse 3 it says, a fire before them.
Talking about the ICBM missiles them, basically I come out of a nuclear silo, right?
And behind them a flame burneth.
Gone. It's the fire we are basically popular, you know, these ICBM missiles to their destination, which is America.
Say,
right?
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
Because that's talking about the beautiful place where people love so much is America, known as one, the Golden City, right? Or the land of opportunity. So before the ICBM missile, you know, reached America, that's what the scripture said. Talking about how America beautiful, how it look good. Go on.
Yeah. And behind them a desolate wilderness.
And behind them, the what? Desolate wilderness, because these ICBM missiles war, they're going to basically destroy every single thing in America. In 2 Peter 3, 10 and down, it says, the element shall melt with fervent heat, because these ICBM missile war can burn up every single thing in America. All these pretty places, right, these pretty lakes,
and it's
going to get burned by these ICBM missile wars. Right?
Scripture mention say it not gonna leave neither root nor branches.
Right. Exactly.
Alright, it say and behind them a desolate wilderness,
Gone.
yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Gone. People say none of them not gonna miss you. All of them are gonna hit them target. Finish?
Continue more.
Yeah.
So the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the knives of chariots, I think,
Yeah,
on the
man.
top of the mountains shall they leap, like the knives of a flame of fire that devour the stubble. As a strong people shall it but set in a battle array. Because them are go well ordered there.
Yeah. They can.
And in scripture mention say them now go break them wrong, them now go fall upon another.
Gone. So they're gonna hit their target in America.
Targeted as supposed to
In
be.
certain place in America, this war is gonna basically hit. Right? Finish?
Say before your face the people shall be in much pain,
Gone.
all face shall gather blackness.
Gone.
Yeah. Because when the little time it go take to reach down, everybody are going to panic there.
Yeah.
Right?
All over the place like a headless chicken.
Gone.
people look for place to go. And people gonna look for going at bunkers all about.
Like the movie when they make, I think Day After Tomorrow. You know, when there's Russia, fire ICBM missile in America and people are running up and down and the alarm them going off. Remember that movie?
Yeah, tomorrow it's no
Yeah, man, I think Day After Tomorrow, something like that.
Yeah, see the part here that I mentioned. He said, they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his way, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one trust another, they shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
So these missiles, Lord Spirit are going to be in all these ICBM missiles. They're created for a purpose, right? And even if we're going to use them, you know, the time the time we're approaching right now.
Right? They're not going to spare children.
The bow shall dash the young man to pieces. Gone, exactly. Right? So that I say I praise and honor to you, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Graveman Stone. Shalom to all the brothers and out there pushing his truth. In all sincerity and in all honesty. Shalom.
Shalom.